Hello everybody and welcome back to another first look map video with me, CWATTYESO. This time we're going to be looking at Old Timers Farm, another CAS64 Cas Taylor map production. So there's a possibility that it might look very similar to other maps I've already done a look at. I will disable the contractor mod when we first log in. This map is available in two different download options. You can download the regular version of the map, which I'm using now, or there is another version of the map which removes a lot of the starting equipment and buildings and stuff for players, even if they start in new farmer mode. So again, that map was requested by some people who run servers that don't want a lot of pre-placed buildings, animal husbandry and stuff like that. So just double check before you download this map from whichever website or source you download it, which version you're getting, because you may see some differences. Okay, when we first load in, we obviously get farmhouse. Now the interesting thing about this map right off the bat is CAS has incorporated lots of the Modding Well farm buildings from the Modding Well mod pack, the American mod pack. So he hasn't got the traditional farmhouse with no surfboards. He's got one of the SCS modding, Bernie SCS Modding Well farmhouses, and obviously vehicle garage where you get your pickup truck. He's then obviously placed a lot of the other SCS buildings. You've got your vehicle garage workshop here, and then as you go around your starting farm, you'll notice some other things. You've got your horse pen here, which again, people who watch my old family farm Let's Play series will be familiar with these buildings that got placed at the end of the towards the end of that Let's Play series. Some storage sheds, some broken equipment that, in my view, probably could have been rusted up a bit more to make it look like broken equipment. That looks a bit brand new. It just looks like someone's took it to bits and then got bored and not put it back together again. Quite a bit of junk and rubbish scattered around the starting farm area. Might not be to some people's taste, especially if it's not removable or not sellable. People can't clean it up, tidy it up. Got some bales over here, which are real bales by the looks of things. This is your hayloft building. Again, Bernie SCS modding pack. Another vehicle shed over here, which has got your AGCO Ideal in it and a corn harvester right off the bat. Again, another little storage shed. Over here then you've got your sheep pen. Wondering what that was for a minute. Water on the outside. Wool spawns here. You've got to drive through here and load manually your grass and hay and stuff. And I think it has to be loaded loose, if I remember rightly, on the doors. No bales. Yeah, so you can't use bales on any of the animal pens that come with this like mod pack that's included in this map. So like any your cow pens, pig pens, horse pens, chicken pens, sheep pens do not accept bales. You have to load it loose. And again, running down here, we've just got a storage area. This is for your pig barn. Traditionally not a fan of this pig barn. I much prefer the other one because again, you can't drive straight through, so you've got to kind of reverse trailers in to tip loose, and obviously with the doorways being quite narrow and quite low, it can be quite awkward to get a trailer reversed in here and tipped to give them their food and stuff. There is another pig pen, I do believe, in the modding pack, which would have been better. There's a regular one, and then there's the old pig barn. he's not included them, you see. He's only included the versions that he's actually built into the map. Yeah, there's the old pig barn, then there's a modern pig barn. The modern pig barn's a much better model. And then you've got your cow pen over here. Doesn't actually, none of them come with don't come with any animals right off the start. And then you've got your silage making silo here. I do find it a bit weird that it's got the PTO thingy there and it doesn't connect to anything. It's a bit of a weird model. Another vehicle shed here. And again, the good thing about the Bernie SCS pack should be that the doors open and close on them. Fuel station, water station, and obviously thing. And it gives you quite a bit of starting equipment, which is nice. You've got your looks like your 8R JCB fast track, a couple of seeders, planters, decent sized plough and cultivator. So yeah, let's go look at the starting fleet then. So like I say, fast track 8R, you got a man truck, your Adco Ideal, your pickup. Your modern cow barn, which again makes the decision to include the old pig barn a little bit strange. Horse stable. He has increased the numbers though, the capacities on these, apart from the horses, which max out at 8. Because they aren't that high in the original Bernie SCS mod pack. Especially the chickens. The chicken coops only hold about 50 chickens. It's got the SCS silo, big silo, which has a 3 million capacity, so he's fiddled with that. As he has also done the hayloft, straw loft. But a bit disappointing that he's not added grass to that. The hayloft and a couple of other fill types. Again, you've got your flags from Iconic. So he's basically took a bunch of other people's mods and put them into his own map. He has given credit to those mod authors in the mod file and on the download page where I downloaded this from. But that's not to say that that information won't get lost when other sites steal it and re-upload it. So let's have a look at the map. Typical CAS 64 map. You start in the middle. All the fields are fairly square in shape. Sell points, generally speaking, tend to be located around the outside of the map, although there are a couple in the middle. This time round, there's a big area here of sell points, which we'll go and have a look at in a minute. When you first start out, main farm, field 1, field 5, which if is keeping with the CAS approach, don't have any crops on them, aren't seeded, require you to basically plough as soon as you load up the game, and require you to lime spread as soon as you load up the game. So your first days in game, working fields 1 and 5 are going to be losing money because you're not going to be selling anything. You've got to plough, you've got to buy and spread lime, so yeah, you're going to lose money right off the start. So that 100 grand in new farmer mode ain't going to last very long. That's going to quickly disappear until you get some crops growing and get some stuff sold. One of the reasons why you may choose to sell off a bunch of the starting stuff. Like all the animal pens, if you're not going to bother with the animals straight away, which could be quite difficult to do as you don't have like your starting stuff. So anyway, we'll go into the usual typical fly mode. There we go. And we'll go up in the air a bit. Right, and we'll have a fly down here towards the first sort of shops and things. So we've got sell points, you've got your restaurant down here, Got your BGA, and as is always the case with Kaz's maps, he uses that same BGA from like the Fellsborough and Raven maps. I really don't like it. I don't like the trigger, don't like the tip and unloading trigger for it. I want a tip and on BGAs, I want an unloading trigger like that, where you just drive over and tip. This whole trying to bail stuff and lift stuff and tip stuff into that hopper thing, it's a faff. It's a faff. Got your shop where all you buy and sell and purchase all your equipment. Again, pretty much copy and pasted from all his other maps. A lot of what you see on these maps is copy and pasted. Whether you play on Taylor's Farms, Hawke's Bay, you know, any of his other maps he's released. He releases a lot of maps, and I think it suffers because of that. All the maps tend to suffer because of that, because they just do tend to be very copy and paste. You load up one of the maps, you've loaded up pretty much all of them. They all look the same, they all feel the same, doesn't matter whether it's set in the middle of America, Europe, New Zealand, they all have the same look and feel and style, and I don't know, I'm starting to get a little bit tired of seeing that. I don't know whether Kaz is just trying to see how many maps he can get out from one author, whether he's playing some kind of competition to produce as many maps as he can. But the fact that they don't really differ is definitely starting to count against him now. And I'm starting to get a little bit bored of seeing the same map from him. I wish he would spend a little bit longer to come up with something original and unique, rather than just say cut and pasting so that he can get a map out every week. The best mod authors for Farming Simulator don't release maps every week. They take months to release a map. The fact that this guy's managed to release about 6 maps so far this year means he's probably not putting it in the time and care that ought to be put in. I know he's not submitting these maps to Giants, they're not coming out on the mod hub, which obviously means he can pretty much just bang them out as quickly as he wants to. But I think it suffers for that. And again, as I'm flying around, it's a bit barren. The maps are a bit barren, a bit bland looking. There are some massive, obviously massive fields. It's a 4x map, as Kaz tends to go for, which again leans heavily into the multiplayer server aspect, but again, I think it just needs a lot. The map just needs more to it to make it interesting for players. Even multiple players on a server will probably get a little bit bored and fed up. And I know I'm sounding very negative, but like I say, this is the 3rd or 4th map I've reviewed now from Kaz, and the issues that get brought up on every video still don't get addressed. There are probably a lot of people out there that like these style of maps and love playing on these style of maps, you know, but for me it just lacks a little bit of, you know, it lacks a bit of character. It lacks the map lacks character and lacks personality, you know. Like I say, it lacks a bit of life. Which is a shame, because, you know, good sized maps, if done right, are fantastic, and it's just a bit of a pity really that, as I say, it tends to be very cut and paste, quick, get it out the door, get another map released, and don't really offer the players anything new or original with the map. You know, especially when we're seeing maps coming out like the Valley Crest map and Hofbergman that I've looked at recently that are definitely, and what was the other map I looked at? Port Westfalica, that definitely offer players a lot more things to do within the maps besides just the regular farming fields and stuff. I would like to see more of that coming into maps, really. Again, sell points. There's quite a lot of sell points on the map. But I don't think he's really offering any additional... Yeah, he doesn't offer anywhere for you to sell diesel. Doesn't offer anywhere to sell water. There's nowhere to sell forage or forage mix. Doesn't look like there's anywhere that sells... Oh, there is. The sawmill takes wood chips. That's the only place. Bale sales. Obviously, he's got a few extra crops added in. There's nowhere that buys fertiliser or liquid fertiliser. Manure sales does accept digestate. The BGA will obviously accept your manure and slurry. Nowhere buys lime. There are a couple of other places on the map that accept some of these other fill types, his carrots, his onions, and all that sort of stuff. It's just, I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit super critical. It's early in the morning, obviously, here in the UK as I'm recording this video. Maybe I've got out of bed on the wrong side, who knows. But, I mean, I like the starting farm. I like the use of the buildings. These buildings are definitely a bit new. And as I say, normally on these maps, he just uses the standard in-game giants animal pens and stuff, you know, the chicken coops, the large chicken and all these, he tends to place them around, and then he gives you like the standard house with no surfboards, and then a silo. So the fact that he's gone to the trouble of incorporating Bernie SES's mod pack into the map and using some of those buildings definitely sets this starting farm up to look a lot different from his other maps. It still probably falls into that same category of being just, you know, it's just a square field with buildings slapped on it. The layout and everything is a little bit, again, uninspiring maybe. And perhaps it would be nice, again, to see Kaz put in a bit more time to create his own buildings rather than... and his own buildings, his own pens and everything to use on his maps, rather than using giants or borrowing other mod authors. Again, those are the things that set good map makers apart from average map makers. The ones that go that extra distance, you know, go that extra mile and create their own unique placeables. You know, I'm talking about your Oxygen David, your Alien Jims, your Stevies, you know, your Black Sheep Moddings, your Mappers Paradises, you know, all those types of peoples. I would like to see a bit more effort on the placeable front on maps, you know, because that's one thing that is still quite lacking really when you think about it in Farming Sim. We've got this placeable system, but there's not a lot of map authors at the minute that really go to town and give us lots of placeables for their maps. I mean, if we look in... So, you would probably have to download Bernie SES's mod pack yourself and have installed alongside this map to get the full range of maps. I don't know if this one is still buggy as well. Can't be placed. And that's a bit weird because I'm definitely using the Place Anywhere mod. And apparently I can't deform the train anywhere. That, to me, is possibly an indication that there's something wrong with the map then. That's probably a bug. you can't place a building, well, it might just be a problem with that shed. Yeah, place that one. I can't place the big shed. Could well be that this is... might have to delete and re-download the shed, because as I say, I probably broke this one, I think. I've got a feeling I broke this shed when I tried to fix a graphical issue with it. But yeah, or it might not have the correct information needed to level and flatten and smooth the terrain. I was able to place it on a stanchion, but then, like I say, I noticed I couldn't open the doors and stuff because of a glitch. Anyway, again, farmhouses. So you haven't got the choice of his no surfboards farmhouse. He hasn't even gone to the trouble of changing the descriptions into English. Look, he's just literally hacked out Bernie's mods and copied them into his own map. Asset theft. He's a JHG. He's a JHGGG modding. He is. He's stealing other mod authors' work. Anyway, this has been a first look map video at the Old Timers Farm. Again, being an Old Timers Farm, I would have liked to have seen maybe some old-timey equipment, rather than brand new shiny John Deere 8Rs and stuff. You know, some really, you know, classic, old school tractors and equipment to start out with. That would make this map a bit more unique and a bit more special. And of course, he would need to make some proper old school tractors and stuff. But it would be nice to see some, you know, some classic vehicles and stuff. That would have made the starting map a little bit better as well, giving him some points back. But yeah, I would say if I was to have to make a judgment call on this map, would I play it? No. It's too similar to other maps that Kaz has produced, and as I'm already playing on Taylor's Farm, there's not much point me starting on this map, 4X map by myself. It doesn't offer me anything new or different that I can't already do on Taylor's Farm that I've already put a few hours into. So, there we are. Sorry, Kaz, if you're watching the video. I don't mean to be negative and put you down. And I hope you don't take the comments too personally, like some authors on some of my videos. But, you know, I'm trying to offer suggestions on how you can improve your work and hopefully make better maps going forward. You know? Anyway, I've been CWATTYESO. This has been a first look map video of the Old Timers Farm. If you've enjoyed the video, please go ahead, click that like button. If you've got any questions, comments, suggestions or feedback, please feel free to drop them in the comment section down below. If you're not already doing so, maybe consider giving the channel a subscribe. That way you get to stay up to date whenever I post new content. And feel free to share this video wherever you see fit, with whomever you see fit.